Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is the Battle Blaster coming at you tonight. Just chilling here in the middle of nowhere. You dig? Yeah, man. Just chilling, chilling, chilling. You know what I'm saying? Um, I come here tonight to talk about a couple things, and let's see if we can get it down. I want to talk one about the Supreme Court and their ruling on affirmative action. Now, they came down 6-3, and the 6 got it, the 3 was named, so the ruling passed. Now I'm hearing a lot of people sitting down and crying out, yeah, you know what, let it happen, let it go down, let it do this, let it do that. I hear people say, oh man, it's messed up, oh this, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. When I first heard it, I thought about it. You know, I was kind of upset. I was like, that's fucked up, because I wasn't thinking about it through the schooling portion of it. I really wasn't looking at it just only on the schooling level. I was looking at it from the job level, the education level, not the education level, but the living level. You know what I mean? From renting apartments and the banking and all that. I was looking at it at that point. That was the only thing I was looking at. And I said, only thing about affirmative action that, as far as schooling and other things go on, mostly all of it, is actually for white women. White women and other so-called minorities, including Asians, like the little clown who claimed he was being shitted on because he claimed that black people were the cause of him not getting in there because of affirmative action. Alright, dude, that's full of bullshit. You're full of bullshit, my man. Because, for one, you get into colleges and those Ivy League colleges that you want to go to. Y'all guys get in there and y'all get affirmative action. A lot of y'all get that. Y'all might have the test scores, but a lot of them people don't want y'all in there anyway. But you'll sit there, you'll say, oh yeah, you know what? It wasn't, it's messed up, But when the people who get in there, the Asians who do get in there, they ain't complaining. It's the ones who can't get in there because they put a limit on your dumbasses. And on top of it, they say it's this thing called the legacy, I'm not gonna call it the Legacy Act, but what it is people who parents who they have a they have a long history of going to that school. Your great great granddad went to that school. Your great great grandfather, your great grandfather, your grandmother. You know what I mean? Now your mom went there. Now you're going there, or you spent a whole bunch of money and put up a statue. You put up some type of hall. You put up some type of gymnasium, some type of auditorium, or you reconfigured some type of the part, or of the living quarters or the dorms, or a certain wing of the school you built on. Now, because your parents did that, now you're able to go into it. Now, those are the people who are able to get in, because a lot of them people, those are the ones who are at a higher rate. They said they're in the 70s. I don't know. I got to look this up, and I should have looked it up, but today, because I'm shooting off the hip, I'm just going with the flow. And so when you have that type of corruption, in my way of looking at it, you got that type of action of corruption going on, where people who children don't even really belong in the school. They're only going there because their grandparents went to that school, and it's a long history of them going to school, or their parents or their grandparents donated something to the school, which helps you to get into it. Then oh well, that's the way it goes. That's the way the cookie crumble, And these so-called Asians, they always want to blame us. See, it's always blame the black man for everything. And the only part that's good about this, on that level, far as the schooling, like far as college is concerned, go ahead on and do what you got to do. Because when it's all said and done, you can't point your fingers at us when your asses aren't getting into those schools. You know what I mean? All you did was stop, black people, if they were getting it, from getting into it. See, a lot of people like you, asshole, whoever it is, name Wang, whatever your name, John Wayne. Sound like John Wayne, that fucking racist ass actor. That must be his half fucking son or something. But anyway, John Wayne. When you're not able to go to a school, or any of your people won't be able to get into that school, just remember, those schools now can sit down and say, you know what, we want an all-white school. That means no Asians, no blacks, no Indians, no whatever. Just remember, and I want the whole world to remember this. Remember, it wasn't us who went and started complaining. It was your asses who actually get the affirmative action to get put in there. Even though y'all might have good test scores, they don't want you in there. They'll turn around and take you because they feel they have to, because of affirmative action, not because of your school. What an idiot. So, that part, like I said, I don't give a damn on. Black people, we should be going to fucking black colleges anyway. There's a whole bunch of black colleges. I know a lot of you assholes want to be in an Ivy League school like Princeton, which Princeton is racist as hell. And I live in New Jersey, and I live like probably, as far as a crow flies, I'm probably about 40 minutes away from Princeton. I could get on the highway and get there in 45 minutes. I'm not even at. I could drive through town and get from one town to the other town and get to Princeton in the same time. So Princeton, as far as you driving, it's really close. But black people, we need to start going to our own schools. This is why we had our own schools. Now you're going to be forced to do what? Go to your own schools. Only time these people want to use us is when they want us to play on their basketball teams, on their football teams. If they got rugby, they use some of us for their little rugby if we play rugby. You know what I'm saying? So, when we do it for ourselves, we have to do for ourselves. That's the only thing we have to do for ourselves. Which is going to lead us into going back. Because, like I said, what these people are trying to do, man, they're trying to put us back into slavery again. And they're going to do it. And the reason why they're going to do it, because they have did what they've done for the past 40, almost 50 years now, was get in between us. They got in between us because they knew what they wanted to do. We don't want these niggas to be free. We don't want these black folks out here to be free. So what we need to do is get in between the man, the woman, and the child. You did it. Now you got the kids. Look at the kids in Chicago and all over the damn fucking United States. They run crazy. They run wild. They breaking into stores, smash and grabs. Because their parents ain't giving a fuck about them. A lot of these women, they have kids by 20 different fucking men. And I'm not trying to shit on the black women, but you knew what kind of man he was when you got fucking knocked up by him. You knew what kind of man he was. You knew that that was the man that every woman wanted. Good Dick Ronnie. Good Dick Larry. Sweet Dick Larry. That's what they used to call him. But those are the men that y'all chose to go after. Now you have a whole bunch of kids by Dirty Dick Ronnie and Dirty Dick Danny and Sweet Dick Larry and Tongue Lashing Tony. Because everybody wanted them. So you went after them, thinking that your pussy was so good that you could tame them. Now they got in between us. We talking about gender. Not gender, excuse me. Gender is another thing we talk about, but we talk more about men and women being together as a couple. We need to understand one thing, and one thing only. We are basically under attack. I said this before. I say it again. We're under attack, and we're becoming an endangered species in this country. And well, we always was an endangered species in their eyes. You know what I mean? And trust me, the bottom is about to fall out in this bitch. And when jobs start falling, guess who's going to be the first people out of these jobs? It's going to be us. We don't need you no more, Battle Blaster. You got to leave. We don't need you no more, Tony. You got to leave. Tanya, Shamika, Tangeray, we don't need y'all anymore. Lolita, we don't need you no more. And because we're single people and we can't find camaraderie, we can't find a comfort in each other to have a good relationship with one another, we're going to be left out in the cold because we're separated. Like I said, you open up your hand and we're all five of your fingers spread apart, you swing on somebody, hit somebody, you're not going to be able to knock them out. But if you tighten your grip, ball up your fist, tighten your grip, all the fingers come clenched together, fingers turn to a fist, and you can strike with one hell of a blow. I've always said this. You look back at all my stuff, I've always said this. I said this when I was a teenager, and I never even heard, and this is God's honest truth, I heard Malcolm X say this probably about 5 or 6 years ago. I was listening to one of his sermons. And I never heard him say that. And I've been saying that since I was a teenager. So somewhere around the way, me and Malcolm probably got something in common when we seen something. You know what I mean? But we have some issues, man. And we need to tighten them up, man. Because if we don't, we're going to fall. And actually, we're going to fall because we don't have anything. We don't own stores. We don't own anything. We are just a group of people like a nomad who have so-called trillions of dollars in spending power, but we don't use that spending power properly. We don't buy politicians. You know what I'm saying? We don't put our money together with the person that we trust and say, hey, let's go and let's do some business together. Let's get this, let's get that. It's always an issue. Always. And we got to get our shit together. We got to start trusting one another because, like I said, we all we got. We all we got. They keep putting these damn people, these Hispanics, into the country, and they drop them off in our neighborhoods, trying to drown us out. And they're doing a good job at it. And we're so stupid, we're not even seeing it. Such a fucking shit. It's such a shit show. Such a shit show. So, all I can say on that, man, is this is my solution. Start reconciling with each other. Start sitting down, and the brothers out in the street who shoot and kill each other, start sitting down talking and finding out who the real enemy is. Trust me, we always going to have some informants in our midst, because they don't never want to see us stand up or get together. They already said that they don't want to see another Black Moses when it comes to black people rising up. I'm gonna get some T-shirts made, and it's gonna say "Rise Up," and I'm gonna start selling them. So just look out for them, because I'm gonna put them out. I gotta come up with a cool design, but it's gonna mean a lot. The design's gotta have a meaning to it. So just look out for that. So let me move on to something else. Let's talk about the gay agenda. I saw something on, it was actually on, I think, Phil Scott's show or somebody's show, and then I just seen the TikTok version of it just on the YouTube shorts. And these gay people talking about they coming after your kids, and they're queer, they're here, they coming after your kids, and all this bullshit. And I don't know if that was a play on words, but I mean, it looks very, very fucked up for you saying some shit like that. Now, as a straight black man talking about this, like I said, I have no gripe with the gay community. I really don't. I have no gripe. I have no gripe with y'all. I know a lot of people who gay. I love a lot of the brothers and sisters that I know, and cousins and family members that I know that might be, that I ain't gonna say might be, that I know are gay. Okay? I have no gripe with them. I don't like their lifestyle, but I have no gripe with them. You know what I mean? That's your life. All I can do is tell you, hey man, that ain't right. But, you know, you the one that's got to live it, and I'm not going to go after you on anything. So, by that, I'm just going to say, let it go. Let it go. You dig? I had a conversation with a friend of mine today. We talked about what, with the Supreme Justice, and I'm listening to him, and he sounds very. He's not conscious. He's not conscious at all. He's like he's on autopilot. So when we talked about that, you talking about the house and everything, I said the house ain't gonna do shit. The house ain't gonna do shit. The Supreme Court is on that shit. You can't overturn what the Supreme Court does like that. It's over, it's over. You can, but you can't. You got to go through the channels to overturn that shit. Roe versus Wade. That's a woman's responsibility. Like I said, I feel sorry for a lot of brothers out there that might get a girl pregnant, because now in certain places, you can't get an abortion. Certain places in Jersey, you can't get an abortion, but you still can get an abortion up here. But it has to be at a certain time length. So me and him was talking earlier, and then we hit the gay thing. And I gotta admit, my homie, he got a couple people in his family did this, that way. And he took offense to it. I just said, it's an agenda. You don't see the agenda being pushed on us? I said, brother, they using nothing but black people to push this because, and I'm trying to explain it to him, but he kept shutting me down because you could tell it bothered him. Like, man, I got family that's gay. You know, he didn't say that, but you know what I mean? He was very, very upset. Like I said, if it costs my friendship with him, I'm sorry. But, brother, I'm going to stand on my square. And, hey, it is what it is, my man. I love you. I love your family because your family is like my family. We're like brothers. You know what I mean? And his family's like my family. And I have nothing but respect for them. No matter if they are or not. But the point is, please don't make it seem like I'm bashing all gay people. No, I'm just saying the gay agenda is pushed on us. I was going to send him that video, and I said, you know what, I'm not going to even do that because now, like right now, if our friendship is on rocky fucking terms, it is what it is. But I'm not going to fuck it up even more. But this is why I want to bring him onto my new podcast channel. Once it's up and running the way it is, I'm still having little technical difficulties trying to work the equipment, set up the mics and set up the videos, so this way we can do video and everything. We can talk and everything. But yeah, that kind of, it pissed him off, but it kind of pissed me off a little bit too because he wasn't trying to listen. He didn't understand what I'm saying is that they use us because we're we've always been a hot trend for everything. The world looks to see what black people are doing so they can do what? They can push it. I remember back in the day, if you ever seen the Jordache jeans, Jordache and Sergio Valente and Sassoon and Bambergers, whatever the hell them damn jeans were called, all that stuff back in the day was it was around for a few years. I say 1979 to 1984, 85. That shit died off. Jordache actually died off until they came back with the underwear shit with Marky Mark. But Sassoon and all the other pants and shit, that shit went with the way of the dinosaur back in 85, 84. Nobody was wearing that shit. But when black people was wearing Lee jeans, because Run DMC said that, then Levi's popped up. Remember, all that stuff became a fad. It became the hottest thing to wear. Another thing was hot to wear. I remember when I had a pair of Nikes back in the 70s. Kids, like I said before, they laughed and they joked about the Nikes because they never heard of them. They were wearing Pumas and Adidas at that time. Because rappers were wearing that. Run DMC and them was wearing that. When Michael Jordan came out with his shoe, the Air Jordan, that's when you really start seeing a lot of black kids wearing it like Nikes. Don't get me wrong, you had a couple kids later on in the early 80s start wearing Nikes. You know what I mean? It was a pretty good shoe at the time. So, when the sneaker wars was starting, just really started to happen, popping off in the mid 80s, like I said, mid-late 80s, that's when you start seeing the Air Jordan come out. And I remember when they came out, they were $100. Red, black, and white. That was the color of them. Pieces of shit-ass shoe, I call it. And everybody loved that piece of shit shoe. And that was the beginning and the end of the beginning of the sneaker war, and then the end of it as well later on in the 90s, going into the 2000s. All the other little sneakers start falling off. But like I said, that's just neither here nor there. That's just me talking. That's just me rambling. But we make things hot, like I said. We make things happen. We make things fashionable. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to take the black people to make homosexual lifestyles fashionable. So when people sit down, oh, I got a gay baby, I got a gay lover, because the black people say it's cool, it's cool. No, dude. A lot of us don't think it's cool. God made man and woman. He didn't make Jim and Jake. He didn't make Lena and Sarah. You know what I mean? He made man and woman. He made Bob and Cindy. So, me just telling the truth tonight is some real shit. And I want people to always to understand that we had to stand on our square on some shit. See, because the world is going topsy-turvy. What's good is bad, and what's bad is good. What's wrong is right, and what's right is wrong. You know what I mean? So the Bible speaks of this. There'll come a time when evil is good and good is evil. When right is wrong and wrong is right. There will be no truth in anything. And right now we are living in that. We're living in the beginning of a lot of this. It's always been happening, but it's more on a really epic scale. And we are so stupid, we just don't want to see it. And let's just kick it real quick. I want to talk about relationships real quick. I hate talking about them, but I have to say something about this. Earlier, I was talking about it's going to come a time that if we don't get it together, we're going to be out in the street. You look at Skid Row in California. I was watching this. There was a short on YouTube where the guy is walking down Skid Row, like basically like pointing fun at these people. And he says, I see more single women with kids than I see couples. And you know, a lot of the single women don't. They showed a couple white people in the process, but a lot of them were black women and Spanish women. Ladies, understand one thing. You need a man. And if the man is making money, he has a job, and he's doing what he's supposed to do, be with that man, because God knows if anything falls down, anything, he'll be there to catch you. If a man says, let's go 50-50, you're going to have to go 50-50. I saw the lady on one video where she was crying that her car got hit or something. No, it had to get fixed. It was something about the air conditioner or something went bad in the car. And she says she's living out of her car and she can't afford a place to stay. And she don't want to go back home to her folks to say that she failed. She's stubborn, you know. She don't want to, that's okay, you know, to work off your pride. But sometimes your pride will hurt you. She said she couldn't do it again. She couldn't give her car up for 3 weeks. No, it was a motor problem. That's what happened. The motor she had was bad. So she got another motor, and now she has to get a brand new motor. She says she goes in one more time and they take the car for a month again. She ain't going to have a place to stay. She's going to lose her job because she ain't got no transportation to get back and forth to work. And she won't be able to pay her car notes, and she'll be out of a car, you know what I mean, where she's sleeping in. Ladies and gentlemen, the fall of Rome is here. And as black people, we need to understand that we have to do what we have to do in order to survive. We're going to have to go back and start having our own neighborhoods, supplying our own self. We have to start doing for us. It should be us for us. But we don't do that. I have a detailing business, and I'm going to tell you something about that. It's hard for me to deal with my own people, and I'm going to tell you why it's hard for me to deal with my own people. My own people don't want to pay me. I tell them it's $400, $500 for a full detail, whatever the case may be, or whatever size car it is, whatever it is. And my people would be like, oh man, come on, hook a brother up. You can hook a brother up. When I go into your stores, I don't say, yo man, hook me up. I don't want you to hook me up. I want to pay for my service because I'm helping you. Now, if you want to give me a little discount later on, I don't mind that. But, come on. Let's get it right. So, that's my issue with my own people, because we're so busy trying to get the hookup. And this is not only with me, but this is with a lot of our people. You go to this man, you go to that man, you go to ShopRite, you ain't asking them for no damn hookup. Either you want to cut out some coupons, pull out your ShopRite card, or do something to get a couple bucks back. But as far as that's concerned, you ain't doing shit. You know damn well you're going to walk in there and you're going to pay that $300 for them little bit of groceries you just bought. Oh, black people, we need to get our fucking mind right on some real shit. You know what I'm saying? On some real shit. We need to get our fucking mind right. But we don't. Because we always doing some fucking backwards ass shit. We need to start our own businesses. Like I said, what you do is you go on business with a friend that you know or a family member that you know, that y'all got money, y'all can put in together, y'all can sit back, say this is what we doing, put our money together, get a lawyer. This is how much I'm putting into it. I'm putting $10,000 more, $10,000 less. And when I pay her the $10,000 more than I got to put into it to have a half a stake in this, then I'm going to do it, But make sure you get all that shit done by a lawyer. Because at the end, when everything falls down, if y'all get into an argument or anything, and you want to split up, well, I put half in. I didn't put 40%. I didn't put 35% in. I put half. I didn't put 70% in. I put half. This way we can get our thing together. And then once we're ready, either jump off and get something else or move on to something new. Or stay in that business and move into a new business. This way y'all can have two businesses running. And we shouldn't keep our people drunk and mindless. Because, I drive by the liquor store every fucking night, man. There's always a group of men standing there just giving their money to the damn motherfucking Arabs and the Indians and the fucking Hispanics. They just sit there and give their money to these people and stand outside getting drunk and talking nothing but bullshit, like winos. I remember when I was a kid, I used to see them old ass men doing that, sitting on the corner, and that's all they used to do. Get drunk. Early in the morning, sitting out there, waiting for the liquor store to open, smoking their cigars and their cigarettes, waiting for the liquor store to open. Our people have an issue, we have a problem, and we need to take care of it lightning fast. Lightning fast. Okay? So I just wanted to talk to you about these things and put them out there. And the solutions to these things is we need to come together because we're under attack. Like I told you, find somebody who you can trust, somebody who can put some money in, put in half or whatever it is. Y'all going on and going to business together. Open up if you ain't got no record, open up a marijuana store if you have to, if you want to. Open up a liquor store if you want to. Even though I look down on that stuff, but hey, open up one if you have to. Open up a restaurant. Open up some businesses like a grocery store where your people will always be fed. Everybody needs food. Nobody needs to drink, but everybody needs food. Nobody needs to drink liquor, period. That's what I'm saying. No, everybody needs to eat. Okay? Shit, everybody need clothes. Everybody needs shoes. Get yourself a fucking a clothing shop. And keep it in the heart of town. In the heart of your community. All right, y'all. I'm going to get up out of here. I got some things to do before I leave here tonight. So I just thought I'd come to you guys and drop a little quick gem on y'all. If you like what I said, give it a like. If you don't, pass it by. If you want, put it on your social media and share it with everybody. I don't mind. If you don't, that's fine too. But I'm gonna tell you something. What I'm here to do is just to help you to come together and think about some things and maybe put some things into action. That's all I'm here to do. I'm here to open your eyes to see some things. And if you don't see them, that's fine. That's fine. But just take it into consideration and really do some soul searching. Maybe you'll understand. All right. This is the Battle Blaster. I'm out. Peace.